I've been asked what happened with Will Abrams' motion asking the court not to count certain votes of Watts-Guerra clients. Let me tell you what happened here. On Monday morning, April the 20th at 8:55, Mr. Abrams filed his ex parte motion pursuant to BLR 9006-1, requesting an order shortening a time for a hearing. This was his document 6798. About 20 minutes later, we figured out what he was talking about, and that is he filed on 9/16 William B. Abrams' motion to designate improperly solicited votes pursuant to 11 U.S.C. 1125B and 1126E and Bankruptcy Rule 2019. For those of you who like to go to the docket, that document number is 6799. To put it politely, we thought that motion was silly. Within 3 hours at 12:10 in the afternoon, I filed preliminary opposition to his motion. That's document number 6799. By the time I pushed send, I received an order from the court at 11:59 denying Abrams' motion to shorten his time. And that is document number 6800. So let me just address what Abrams was claiming and what our response was. The first thing that he was claiming is that somehow we put an ad in the newspaper on March the 31st of 2020, and he says that's before the disclosure statements were delivered to the clients. Well, he's wrong. The fact of the matter is we checked with the company beforehand. The disclosure statements, according to Prime Clerk, were supposed to go out by March the 31st of 2020. Secondly, the morning where we put the TV ads in, we digitally delivered all the disclosure statements and the other documents required by the court with the balance, which means that we met the requirements of 11 U.S.C. 1125B. With respect to his second argument, that 1126E should be used. That says in the bankruptcy code, or in 11 U.S.C. 1126E says, the court may designate any entities whose acceptance or rejection of a plan was not solicited or procured in good faith. That's kind of why we're doing here, what we're doing here. We told the judge about our 24 quarterly update letters, our in-person town hall meetings that we did 24 times, more recently our weekly updates to our clients, more recently our 10 telephonic town halls. We've done one on March the 21st, March the 26th, March the 31st, April the 4th, April the 11th, April 18, and April 27. We've done 7 so far, and we've got additional ones scheduled on May the 2nd, May the 9th, and May 15th. It's all designed to get information out to thousands of people at once who are our clients so that you have the information needed to make your vote in good faith. Over and above that, we put the transcripts of all of those up on our website, www.firesettlementfacts.com. We put videos of answering questions like what we're doing here. We've gone on a Facebook Live debate, and we've debated against Will Abrams himself and lawyers Bonnie Kane and Fran Scarpula, who represented former members of the TCC who are trying to stop this deal. We've told them that we have recordings and transcripts of each vote that somebody has. So if somebody wants to litigate good faith disclosure and good faith solicitation and the procurements of votes, that's a debate I'm happy to have. His third argument was that somehow Bankruptcy Rule 2019 should be in play. Now, the court hasn't entered an order requiring private counsel not on the Tort Claims Committee, like me, to make disclosures pursuant to Bankruptcy Rule 2019. And a reading of the rule suggests it probably doesn't even apply to private counsel representing individual fire victims. But nonetheless, if you look at the text of the rule, Watts-Guerra is not a group or a committee from which disclosure under Bankruptcy Rule 2019 C1A is even required. With respect to the required disclosure under Bankruptcy Rule 2019 C1B, each fire survivor's notice of claim filed by this court's amended bar date on December 31, 2019 sets forth the name of the law firm representing each such survivor. So that's already been disclosed. With respect to the disclosure required under Bankruptcy Rule 2019 C2B, Watts-Guerra has no discernible or disclosable economic interest in relation to the debtor and no economic interest that's affected by the value acquisition or disposition of a claim or interest as defined by Bankruptcy Rule 2019 A1A. With respect to the disclosure required under Bankruptcy Rule 2019 C2C, Watts-Guerra is not a member of a group or a committee that claims to represent any entity. Rather, Watts-Guerra represents its individual clients alone as single creditors, not within some official committee. With respect to the disclosure required under Bankruptcy Rule 2019 C3, Watts-Guerra is not a creditor or an equity security holder represented by an entity, group, or committee. So while Watts-Guerra does not see how Bankruptcy Rule 2019 applies to it, since we merely represent single creditors for purpose of the rule, Should the court somehow disagree, I'm happy on behalf of Watts Guerra to voluntarily make such a disclosure upon order of the court pursuant to Bankruptcy Rule 2019 E3. So we'll see what happens there, but I'm not real worried about it because we've already made these disclosures. As you'll recall, we disclosed to our clients and to other folks its communications in this case with assignees of the portions of Watts Guerra's credit facility and consequent communications with the principals of both the debt and the equity. Specifically, I conducted an in-person town hall meeting to Watts Guerra's clients in Chico at 2 p.m. on December the 12th of 2020 and later at 6:30 p.m. the same day in Santa Rosa. This town hall was filmed at my request, and all Watts Guerra clients received an update email or link shortly thereafter with a link to the video of these town hall meetings. A link to the PowerPoint showing the specific nature of the disclosure that I made in Santa Rosa and Chico was made available to the court, and we specifically referenced slides 53 through 80. Likewise, a second version of the same disclosure occurred most recently on April the 18th of 2020 in a telephonic town hall that was made available to the public, and that was repeated again yesterday on April 25th, 2020, and that town hall transcript is going to be made available to the public. So the bottom line is that we think this motion is silly. The court apparently is not impressed. He already denied Abrams' motion to shorten the time. That's document number 6800. He specifically said Mr. Abrams failed to comply with BLR 9006-1. Number two, he observed, it appears that he is once again renewing his oft-repeated request to delay the voting by the fire victims until he is satisfied that enough information is available to him. The court has dealt with this issue more than enough. The ex parte request is denied. So eventually there will be a hearing about this, and we will bring up the same points that we've just brought up, and we don't believe that it will delay the vote one bit. For more information about why Abrams' motion concerning not counting some of the votes should not be granted, go to our website, www.firesettlementfacts.com.